Wheat. Let's load it. So yeah, we just finished the scene in the hospital where Toei or To, and Sho and everybody was there, and there were monsters and ghosts, and everybody died a horrible, horrible death. We didn't actually see To die, but everybody else did. Sho died a horrible death. Our main character became disillusioned about To and Kurakami To and her. At first, she was speaking to him normally, like she'd never spoken to him before, and it was curious if that was an effect of being in the dream world. So in the dream world, she's, she speaks normally and everything. Potentially, that was just an effect of the dream world, like that she's, her normal self is that weird girl that can't talk, doesn't talk upright and everything. Just kind of stares into space. That could be her real form. There's also the fact that she does try to get, give herself to other men. Basically anything that breathes, she kind of tries to give herself up to it. In this case, obviously, Sho being the most vile, man in the story so far, and she's ready to just do anything for him. So we're caught up now. Our main character did say that he would be willing to break through bronze for her, but then again, once she started coming on to him and to Sho, and just he couldn't deal with her other personality. She's got some kind of split thing going on with her. Like she's got one personality where it's like totally nice and calm and understanding, with the occasional, chuckle about, you think you're gonna save me? You're 2,000 years too late. But overall, pretty coherent. And then she's got the other personality that's not coherent at all. So anyway, we're gonna jump into it. When did I get here? Oops, I skipped a bunch. When did I get here? No, it was the other way around. Where had I been all this time? Kurakami was still sitting in the wheelchair, her father pushing her. Had I been standing here this whole time? Just then, Kurakami stood up on her broken leg.
Kurakami-san.
Kurakami.
僕にはもう君がわからないよ。
I don't get you anymore.
私には
I understand.
わかるわ。そして私にしかわからないから、もう胸が
And because I'm the only one who understands, my heart will. Kurakami bitterly ground her teeth and wept. I was bewildered, yet my heart ached at her tears once more. Seriously, dude, so as long as she has the other personality, you're gonna be freaked out, and then when she has this personality, you'll be, like, trying to, comfort her. Like, make up your mind, dude. You can't have it both ways.
やめてよ。もう僕は君に惑わされたりしない。
Stop it, you can't deceive me anymore.
僕は君に関わっちゃいけなかったんだ。
I shouldn't have gotten involved with you. It felt like I was tearing my own heart in two. Just a short while ago I was telling her how I'd save her. Yet here I am, now cruelly denouncing her. Even so, I just didn't understand what was what anymore. An empty laugh burst out of me, just like in the nightmare.
私がお前を惑わす
I'm deceiving you.
惑わすのはお前の方
You're the one deceiving me.
もう
No.
いや
No more.
こんなせい耐えられない
can't stand this life any longer.
黒髪さん。
What? It took a few seconds before a woman screamed in shock. After all, there was now a gaping hole in my neck. My empty laugh no longer exited through my mouth. It just leaked vacuously out the new hole in my neck. He's bleeding. There's so much blood.
トイレ。
父上、お許しください。
Forgive me, Father.
トイはもうこんなせいに
I can't stand this
耐え
life
ら
any
れませ
longer.
ん。もういや、
No more. Oh no! Oh, look away if you're squeamish. Kurakami tightened her grip on the box cutter. She then looked into my eyes.
お前は本当に遅すぎる。
You really were too late.
だからもう私は楽になっても
So now I really can rest in peace.
よね。
Finally. And with that, she spoke no further. Only vivid blood gushed through the new hole, squirming in her neck. Where'd she get that knife or whatever she had in her hand? I was rapidly losing consciousness. The world was fading into pitch-black darkness. I no longer understood anything. My mind couldn't wrap itself around it. My feelings, hers, what had happened, what was happening. I didn't understand it. Sorry, Kiko. I should have never gotten involved with her. We're gonna transport
亀沼くん、
back in time. Kaminuma.
具合はどうかしら。起き上がれそう？
Think he can get up, Kaminuma? Hinagata opened the curtain to find Kaminuma still sleeping in the infirmary bed. However, he had the covers over his head, so he couldn't see how he was doing.
亀沼くんぐっすりなのかしら。
Sleeping like a baby now, are we, Kaminuma? Hinagata rolled the covers back with an impish smile. But obviously what's below the covers is gonna be like his dead body. Her shrill scream echoed throughout the school. I woke up in what was probably a hospital bed. My body was sluggish and there were bandages wrapped around my neck. I tried moving a little, only, blah blah blah. Only for my throat to sting. But it seemed I'd survived. I had to find out if I was still in the nightmare. I slowly got up out of the bed. As I tried to find the angle that least hurt my neck. I opened the curtain slightly and felt a surge of relief at the sight of the lights of the town. Good, I wasn't in the maddening nightmare any longer. There was no girl clinging to my leg. No disgusting blobs, no sinister shadows. This was without a doubt the real world. Wait, the real world? How do I know? I saw orange flickers in the night sky outside. Those flickers rose into pitch-black sky, one after the other, like fireworks. They were like dragons. I saw dragons painted in flame rise up across the town. It was an unimaginable sight, beautiful, yet straight out of a fairy tale. A dreamlike scenario, not of this world. It's kind of flashing, so if you're sensitive to certain light stuff, you might want to look away. This world was a dream. And it wasn't just me this time. The whole world had been sucked into a nightmare. The blazing dragons turned into tornadoes and spun up into the heavens. The scorching hellfire tore up both the night sky and the veneer of the reality that covered the world and burnt them all away. The world was burning to ash, and so would this place before long. Dragons of fire spouted out from one town to another. I felt like I locked eyes with one of the newborn dragons. Forgive me, Kiko. I should have listened to you. So is this a bad end, and then we're gonna go back in time and redo everything? Yeah, so this is the intro. So maybe we'll get choices after this. I probably should look away during the intro. I'm not looking. I assume it's, spoilers. Wait, what the heck? Okay. That chess piece with the horse's head. That's what they call a knight, right? But these pieces were huge. Just one of them was the size of a liquor bottle. That piece was pitched between an ever larger finger and smashed head-on into one of mine. The remainder of the pieces scattered about with a thrilling sound. The audience of card soldiers cheered.
また駒を一ついただきでちゅよ。
Yeah, another one of your pieces is mine. The sick king head alone was as huge as a boulder, so his disgusting laugh was boomingly loud. He wore an outfit befitting the king of the card soldiers, topped with a bowl cut and Coke bottle glasses. What's more, he had pimples all over his face. On the visual and auditory discomfort scale, he'd win in a landslide, no question about it.
やられた。またやられちゃったよ、エリス。
We lost it. We lost another one, Elise.
もう一息なのに駒が足りない。また駒が足りないんだ。
We were so close, but we didn't have enough pieces. We're short again, Elise. Mr. Rabbit gripped his head helplessly. Elise.
しっかりしてよ、ウサギさん。なんかインチキなガチャガチャみたいだよね。
Get a grip, Mr. Rabbit. It's like you're hooked on a rigged slot machine game.
さっきからあと一息。あと一息の繰り返しだよ。
You
一
keep...
体何本課金すればいいわけさ。
You've been saying we're so close for ages now. You got any idea how many pieces I've paid for?
ごめんよ、エリス。ごめんよ。あとちょっとで勝てるんだ。勝てるはずなんだよ。
I apologize, but victory should still be a stone's throw away. There was a gargantuan chessboard before us, and the Sec King. On it were a mix of what appeared to be red and black pieces. But this was in fact a Sec, a game similar to but completely different from chess. Yeah, it's chess backwards or, you know, whatever. I had no idea what the rules were. You know how knights have a very specific movement pattern in chess? Yeah, that's all out the window in Sec. The whole thing made no sense. Like, you could move one square if a black cat jumped out, or you could hide behind another if a thrush chirped. Even though I was the player, I had no choice but to leave my fate in the hands of this rabbit who knew the rules.
惜しいでちゅね。 大きな駒を失っちゃったでちゅね。
That's too bad. You lost such an important piece.
うさぎさん、今失った駒って結構痛いわけ？
Mr. Rabbit, was that piece such a big deal?
一気にこれで攻め込んでかき回すつもりだったんだよ。本当だよ。
Yeah, I was gonna use the piece to turn the game around completely, really.
これでまた攻め手がなくなっちゃったわけでちゅよ。
Now your offense is in scrambles yet again.
あと一息でこのボクチン追い詰められたかもしれないのにね。
You were so close. You could have actually cornered me.
悔しいよ。今の駒がなくなっちゃった。
I hate this. Now that we've lost the piece.
そんな大事な大駒をぼんやりしてるから取られちゃうんだよ。
This is what happens when you don't focus. Get your head in the game.
まだまだそちらにも置ける駒はあるでちゅよ。ゲームが面白くなるのはこれからなのでちゅ。
You still got pieces lying around, you know. The game's only just getting started.
参ったなもう。
Oh boy.
仕方ないな。もうほんとこれっきりだからね。
Fine. But this is the last time. You got it?
ありがとう。助かるよ。
Thank you, Iwasu. You're such a lifesaver. Some parts of Sek resembled shogi. Much like a game, you could add new pieces to the board. The card soldiers cheered with joy when they learned I decided to add new pieces.
まあ問題は新しい駒を作るのがちょいと面倒なだけなんだけどね。
Still, it's a pain to create new pieces. That's the whole problem.
でもエリスは強いから助かるよ。僕にもっと勇気があったら。
But your strength always wins out, Elisu. I wish I could be so brave.
まあまあいいっていいって。
Hey, it's cool.
そこはこのエリス姫に任せといて。
Just leave it to Princess Elisu. A trolley with tools showed up and the audience cheered. Boy, they sure don't pull punches. The card soldier's trolley contained an assortment of sickening torture tools, whose purpose I didn't want to imagine.
今度はどんな駒が追加されちゃうですか？あんまり強い駒だと困っちゃうでちゅ。
What pieces will you bring out this time? I'd hate for it to be something powerful.
ああうさぎさん、マジで次はチェックメイトをお願いね。
Ugh, you're annoying. Hey, Mr. Rabbit. Checkmate him for real this time, okay?
そのつもりだよ。大駒を揃えて一気にチェックメイトしてやるんだ。
That's the idea. We'll get a bunch of strong pieces and checkmate him in one fell swoop.
大駒を揃えてって今度はどんな駒がどのくらいいるわけ？
A bunch of strong pieces. And which ones? And how many this time?
頼みにくいんだけど。
You're not gonna like it.
ちゃんと来なさいな。ミノベ県王国はこのエリス姫様が守るんだからね。
Bring it on, for I, Princess Elisu, will defend the Arcane Minobe Kingdom. So I assume the chess pieces are gonna be real people from the other world, and somehow this is gonna connect with the ghosts and demons.
頼もしいお姫様でちゅよ。ますます好きになったでちゅ。
Oh, such a valiant princess. I'm liking you even more.
きっとこの国を手に入れて僕ちんの新しい家族に迎えてあげるでちゅ。
Now I know I must add your country and you to my new family.
うぎー、マジでパス。
No way, I'll pass.
うさぎさん、マジで強い駒よろしくさ。
Mr. Rabbit, you better have strong pieces in mind.
それで何の駒がいるんだって？
Which pieces do you need? The rabbit fidgeted apologetically.
左手の小指と左手の手首、あと右手の指を4本ももらえればきっと。
Your left pinky and wrist. Also, if I could get 4 fingers from your right hand, we'll definitely win.
本当にそれだけ？それだけで駒が足りるの？
You sure? Those will really do the job?
できればあと左目の駒も欲しいんだよ。あれがあればきっと。
I'd like your left eye too. With those pieces, it'll be enough to win. I just know it.
もう一コマサービスしちゃうからさ。今度こそ絶対決めてよ。
Sure, I'll throw in 1 extra as well. But you better win this time, you hear me?
ありがとう、エリス。
Thanks, Elise.
じゃあ上の前歯を3本と奥歯を2本でもう一つコマを。
We should be able to get a piece with 3 of your front teeth and 2 from the back.
へいへい、好きにしてちょうだいな。
Yeah, take as much as you want.
ありがとう、エリス。これで勝てるよ。今度こそ絶対に勝てる。
Thanks, Elise. We'll seize victory for sure. You gotta trust me on this.
これは困ったでちゅよ。これじゃ僕ちん負けちゃうでちゅ。
Oh no, this is bad. You're bringing out a ton of strong ones. I'm gonna lose. No.
あんたのニキビ面を二度と見なくて済むなら、乙女の指だの腕だの歯だのちょろいもんよ。
A lady's arm, teeth, and fingers are a small price to pay if it means never seeing your pimply mug again.
そこまで嫌われてるなんて僕ちん心苦しいでちゅ。
Why, I'm hurt. I can't take all this hate.
ごめんね、エリス。本当にごめんね。
I'm sorry, Elise. I'm sorry.
なるべく痛くないようにやるからね。
I'll try to make it as painless as possible. And with that apology, Mr. Rabbit picked up a torture tool similar to a giant pair of nail clippers and approached me. The animated audience fell silent and gulped as they watched. When I thought about it, the main attraction of this game, no, this show, was less the match itself and more the adding of new pieces. After all, even the Sect King was watching me with far more excitement than when he took any of the pieces on the board. Wasn't he intending to make me part of his family? At this rate, my whole body would become Sect pieces before that ever happened, wouldn't it?
じゃあ左手の小指から行くからね。
It'll be okay, I'll start with your left pinky.
ごめんね、エリス。ごめんね。
I'm sorry, Elise, so sorry.
謝んなくていいから。次こそ絶対にチェックメイトをよろしく。
Don't apologize, just checkmate him for me, okay? Mr. Rabbit placed the nail clippers, no, finger clippers, made for the sole purpose of cleaving off a left pinky above my left hand. Why was such a large audience so quiet? It'd be way easier to distract myself if they were cheering like they were before.
変にビクビクしないで。バチーンと一発でお願いね。
Stop jittering. Just get it over with in one clean go.
さっきみたいに下手に気を使われる方がかえって痛いんだからさ。
It hurts far more when you try to be considerate like you did last time.
ごめん。今度はもっと痛くないようにする。
Okay, I'll make sure it doesn't hurt more than it did the last time. Mr. Rabbit put the tip of the razor-sharp blade against the last finger I had on my left hand. Yes, that's right. I'd given up the other options in exchange for more pieces.
どうせ手首も切るんでしょ。先にそっちからやってくれればいいのに。
You're gonna cut off the wrist anyway, right? Why not just start with that?
ルールだからね。仕
Sorry,
方ないんだ。
sorry, this is the rules.
じゃあ行くよ。
Okay, here I go. I'll be damned if I gave that pimple-faced bastard in the audience anything to rejoice over. Don't acknowledge it. Don't acknowledge it. Don't acknowledge it. Don't acknowledge it.
せーの。
Seno.
そういうの言わないでいいから。無言でザクッと来てちょうだい。
Enough with that countdown. Just do it already. Don't acknowledge it. Don't acknowledge it. I felt like there was a red-hot iron searing the spot where my pinky used to be, now swollen 100-fold. The swelling ached in sync with the rapid beating of my heart. But no, I couldn't acknowledge it. I couldn't bear it if I did. I simply stared off into space as I bit my upper lip, my eyes widening. And then I concentrated slowly on the thought that that I was nothing more than a statue.
次は左手首ね。あ、変に気を使われる方が痛いんだよね。ごめんごめん。
And next is your left wrist. Oh wait, I know, it hurts more than when I try to be considerate. Sorry about that. I didn't care anymore, I just wanted to get it over with. I was taking all I had to wear a mask of composure. I was suffocating. Just then I locked eyes with the Sect King. He, along with the audience of the card soldiers, stared at me with rapt attention. Their faces lit up with anticipation. Screw you all. Like hell I'll play to your expectations. Like hell. I felt like my brain had been stabbed with a sharpened ice pick. And immediately after the sensation, in everything from my left wrist up had become a giant scorching heart, which beat violently. I couldn't acknowledge the sensation. I was a statue. I fought back everything building in my throat. If I released it, that would mean I had acknowledged this. But despite all my efforts, I whimpered away.
何か言った?言った?言った?
Did you say something? Did you? Nothing at all. I missed the line.
別に何も
Betsuni? Nanimo? Nothing at all. No. I put on the bravest face I could muster, yet couldn't hide the beads of cold sweat seeping down my face. Even so, I couldn't acknowledge it. I would never give the damned audience what they wanted.
次は右手の指4本だから大丈夫
Next is
大丈夫
the 4 fingers from your right hand. Are you okay?
なんか使うなって言ってんで
I told you. Don't show any consideration for me. I gave the rabbit a twisted smile to show I was fine, as a sweat poured down my forehead. I couldn't accept it. I couldn't acknowledge it. I couldn't accept it hurt. Just then, there was a gust of air out of nowhere, carrying a leaf. The leaf crushed my left hand. And I felt my desperate resistance shatter to pieces. I unleashed a scream of agony from deep within. It was too late. Now that I acknowledged it, it was too late. A gushing sensation I'd been ignoring from the stump that used to move my left hand assaulted me like a fire hose. It reached my brain, and with that I lost the willpower to hold back my screams. The audience immediately burst into a tumultuous roar of laughter. That sight spun around like a whirlpool, and it swallowed me up. But I wouldn't let it take my sanity. Just then, I felt cold metal pressed against my right hand. Mr. Rabbit had just finished setting up a horrific metallic device that would rip off my fingers.
行くよ
You ready?
無理
You can't do it!
無理絶対無理
I just can't do it!
でもあと右手の指を4本と左目と上の前歯3本と奥歯を2本もらわないと駒が揃わないよ
But we won't have enough pieces unless we take 4 of your fingers, your left eye, 3 of your front teeth, and 2 of your back.
無理だってば無理
I can't do it. I'm telling you, I can't do it.
ごめんねエリスこの国を守るためだよ許して
I'm sorry, Elise, but this is a matter of national security. Forgive me. Ugh.
その声がたまらないでちゅよ
Can't get enough of that scream. Yeah. The card soldiers' audience surged in a wave of ecstasy and excitement. Pimpleface was rolling with laughter. But Mr. Rabbit's display of consideration was annoying.
大丈夫痛いよねごめんね
You okay? Does it hurt? Sorry.
あと左目と歯だよどっちからにする
All that's left are your eye and your front teeth. Which should we start with? What does it matter? It's all the same. Why don't you take my place for a change?
さ
Huh?
あ次は目でちか前歯でちか奥歯でちか
Alright, is your eye next? Is your front teeth next? Is your back teeth next?
さあさあ皆さんはどっちがいいですか
What do you guys think?
左目から
Yeah.
目
The eye.
前歯奥歯もギリギリグリグリ引き抜いて
The front teeth. Pull those grinding teeth out.
どっちからにするの？エリスが決めてくれなきゃわかんないよ。
Yeah, I'm not even looking at the screen because it's pulsating. Which one? I won't know unless you choose. I couldn't acknowledge the pain. I wouldn't let these bastards enjoy this entertainment. Yeah, yeah.
じゃあ目からお願いしちゃうかな。
Take the eye, I guess.
そうすりゃあんたの汚いニキビ面半分見なくて済むからね。
Then I can't see half of your disgusting face anymore.
勇敢なお姫様でちゅよ
How brave of you, princess.
わかったよエリス。
I got it, Elise.
痛くないように一瞬で済ませるからね。
I'll end it quickly so it doesn't hurt. Even if it would only take a second to crush it, the pain would still linger. But I couldn't let the fear show. I was strong. I had to smile, even in times like this. Mr. Abbott took a birdcage, shaped torture tool, put it on my head. There was now a pointy drill directly staring me in the eye. Mr. Abbott shut the hinges tight so I couldn't take it
じゃ
off.
あ今度は行くよって言わないからね。言わないからね。言わないからね。
Okay, I won't count this time because you told me not to, okay? Okay? He spun a handle attached to the cage. Just then, the drill approached my eye with a grinding noise. I closed my eyes and the drill hit my eyelid. The drill shrieked as it pierced through my eyelid. However, my smile never broke. I had to smile or I'd lose. That was my belief. But just then, all of that suddenly receded. I heard someone calling me. Who was it? Whoever it was, I could tell that their calls had ended the nightmare. But this was the first time that had ever happened.
大丈夫ですか？
You okay? There was a boy in front of me. This boy wasn't in my class. This complete stranger had been the one calling out to me.
おいらのこと？
You talking to me?
ひどく具合が悪そうに見えたので大丈夫かなって。
Yeah, you looked rather pale, so I was calling out to you. I didn't know him, but the purity in his eyes convinced me of his sincerity. If he hadn't said anything, I'd probably be continuing to suffer in my nightmare. Still, though, I felt like today's dream had been particularly horrible. I couldn't remember it well, but it had definitely been a bad one.
誰だか知んないけどありがと
I don't know who you are, but thanks.
う。おいらってちょっぴり悪夢症でさ。
Thing is, I got a bit of case of nightmareitis.
悪夢症？
Nightmareitis?
おいら頭おかしいからさ。よく悪い白チュームにうなされちゃうんだよね。
I'm crazy, so I get bad daydreams all the time, you see?
お昼食べてうとうとしてたらまたたちの悪い夢にうなされてたみたい。
I dozed off after lunch and had this crazy nightmare, apparently.
悪い夢をしつこく見るなら、何かの病気のサインかもしれないよ。
That could be a symptom of a disease.
保健室で先生に相談した方がいいんじゃないかな。
Maybe you should go to the infirmary and talk to the doctor about it. Does he mean the nurse?
保健の先生？タマユは間に合ってるよ。大丈夫大丈
The school doctor? Puh, I see Mayuhin all the time. I'll be okay.
割と元気そうだぜ。よかったよかった。
You seem fine to me. That's a relief.
みたいだね。でも一度先生に相談してみてね。
Yeah, but still, tell a doctor about it, okay?
夢は心や体調のサインであることも多いから。
Dreams often reflect the conditions of the mind.
夫。あんがとう。でもまあオイラのは多分そういうのじゃないから。
Thanks, but I kinda doubt that's how it is in my case.
不思議の国のアリスならぬ悪夢の国のエリスだからね。
Elisu in Nightmare Land is no Alice in Wonderland after all.
とにかくありがとう。
Anyway, thanks a bunch.
あんたも用があって通りかかったんでしょ？
You guys were passing by because you had stuff to do, right?
昼休みは短いよ。さあさあ行って行って。
Lunch break is short, so better hurry.
じゃあ
Chane.
行くよ夏くん。
Let's go, Natsu.
こんなの傷なんざ舐めときゃ治るってのが男ってもんだぜ。
Seriously, it's just a scratch. A real man heals his wounds by licking them.
ダメだよ。ばい菌が入って可能したら大変なんだから。
You shouldn't do that. What would you do if you got infected?
高校男児が擦り傷程度で保健室なんて恥ずかしいんだよ。
It's embarrassing to go to the infirmary for a tiny little scratch for a dude like me.
ダメだよ。ちゃんと消毒薬を塗ってもらおうね。
Don't worry about that. You need to put some disinfectant on it, okay?
やだー、俺あのしみるやつ大嫌いなんだ。
What happened to being a tough high school boy? No, I hate that stuff. It hurts like hell.
ダメだよ。さあ保健室へ行こう。
Don't be like that. Come on, let's go to the infirmary.
いていてててててて、そんなバカ力で掴むな、引っ張るな。
Ugh, quit it. Ugh, quit pulling. Your beastly strength hurts. I feel like stopping
失
here,
礼します。
but
先生傷の消毒をお願いします。
excuse me, Sensei, could we have some disinfectant?
お昼寝中お邪魔をしてすみませんでした。
Sorry for interrupting your nap.
そんな寝てないわよ。
No, I wasn't sleeping.
ちょっと午後の陽気にうつらうつらとしちゃってただけなんだから。
I was just nodding off in the sun, that's all.
へっへっへ、その言い訳じゃあ確実に廊下に立たされますぜ。
An excuse like that would get you detention for sure.
というか先週来た時も確か居眠りしてませんでしたっけ？
Besides, weren't you sleeping when I came by last week too?
そんな教頭先生に告げ口するのは許してよね。
Don't tell the vice principal, please.
じゃないと私教頭先生に怒られる。査定が最低。学校クビ。路頭に迷う。死。
Otherwise, I get yelled at, get a horrible assessment, get fired, get left out in the cold, and die.
お願いよ。教頭先生には黙ってて。
So don't say a word, please. Excuse me, need a little water.
黙っててくれるなら、先生いけない個人授業とか特別にしてあげようかな。
What? If you don't say anything, then maybe I'll give you some private lessons just for you.
そしてその光景を隠し撮り、脅迫、口止め料たんまり、左打ちはでウハウハ、素敵なセレブとの恋も。
What? But then I take hidden photos of the incident, make some threats, get the hush money, live large, and find love with a handsome celebrity.
鈴原先生にいきなり腹パンかよ。さすがグレートな男だぜ。
Suzuhara, you just punched her right in the stomach. You're truly a great man.
まだ寝ぼけてるみたいだったから着付けにいいかなと思って。
Well, I thought she was still sleepy, so she could use a little wake me up.
ナイスパンチよ。ありがとう。すっきりしたわ。
Nice punch. Yeah, thanks. I feel better already. Ugh.
それで保健室にご用は何かしら？
Okay,
また彼が何かいたずらをしてすりむきでもしたの？
I'm gonna stop here because this line seems like a good point where they're gonna explain why he got, hurt, whatever happened to him. We didn't get to do too much, but we did meet Kanae, who is this perky, upbeat kind of character, but she's stuck in a medieval fantasy Alice in Wonderland kind of game. And her name's Elisu. Obviously, there's this guy got hurt. If we go way back, we had the stabbing incident between Suzumu and Toei, or To, and did that happen? Did that not happen? What's reality? What's not? He lived through the stabbing. Maybe she did too, but they looked out over the world and the world was inflamed in fire. Fire dragons were attacking. We don't know what's real and what's not. And you wonder if Suzumu hadn't changed his mind, if he hadn't been... Maybe he's been corrupted, not her, not Toei. If he hadn't been corrupted or whatever and started, like, not trusting her or whatever, you know, or trying to help her, would she have stabbed him and herself? Like, that was like the final straw. So, I don't know. We'll find out what happens later. I'm just curious. Is there 100 of these? I don't think we'll run out, but we'll find out. See you next time.